and go.
Hey everyone, it's Timmy2009, and I apologize for the lack of content. I've been a bit busy with a few things, and there were a few problems that did happen, like I had a leak in my apartment. I got a new phone to have a better data, so I'm excited for the new phone, and I hope you are too. So, here you have what I classify as the greatest thing I've ever printed, if it's not obvious by the title of the video. So, here we have the Bluebird miniature Thomas the Tank Engine set, my interpretation and take on it. So, if you don't know what Bluebird Toys is, I've done a review on the Thomas and James sets, but they're basically these Polly Pocket style type things. They were made in 1997, and the whole thing got bankrupt in 1998, sadly. And most people might not know what these are because you rarely see these online or anywhere. Like, there's only a few people who have these sets and do talk about them on YouTube. And these rarely show up on eBay, even with all the pieces intact. But anyways, you might be like wondering like how I was inspired to like make this set. Well, one, I love making small things. I have a huge obsession with miniature 3D printed objects, especially trains here. And the Bluebird Toys was one of those ranges I absolutely loved to death, aside from Wind Railway and Ertl. Like, these sets are so small and cute, and this is how like you make good Thomas Minis, Mattel. Please listen to that. But the Ertl miniature line is also a range that is like basically like Ertl, but a smaller version of them. So you would have these like little small train characters. You would have these like sets that are portable. So then there's used to be guys storage compartments like this, and all the pieces come off, which is pretty weird because they do get lost. But anyways, so what I do is I took this style of box art, like this box here, like with the track. I took reference from this. I also took reference from the Bluebird trains themselves and the yellow track, if you see right there. So
how did you make the track?
So this set right here has the green bases of the Ertl Major train sets, and then this has like the Bluebird yellow track, and the trains are based off the Bluebird trains. So I think that's insanely clever of myself to do that.
Yeah.
Like, it came, like, I have tried so many times to print Bluebird, but I was never good at 3D printing at first.
How did you get the patterns in there, like the shapes?
Well, the track I made from scratch. The engines I also made from scratch. I kind of like used the Ertl Miniature Thomas as reference, and then just worked my way from there and like gave the trains little roller wheels.
On Cura?
On 3 Builder. Like, this is how you build them. So these are all built from scratch. They do work. Like, this is like a great thing.
That's impressive, Carter.
As I said, this is the greatest thing I've ever printed.
Yeah.
No cap. I mean, this was also the greatest thing I've ever printed in 2022. Like, these ponies that have cutie marks, and that's how the YouTuber Incredibrony subscribed to my YouTube channel. So yeah, I really love these guys. These are my favorite ponies I made. Now, I've printed like...
Are these separate pieces?
No, they're all on the same base. So I've been 3D printing since 2019, and it took a bit of trial and error to get something good 3D printed. Like, I tried to 3D print a few decent things, but this right here would be one of the peaks of my 3D printing. Like, my skills have gotten better and better, and so has my painting.
How long did it take to make the whole set, do you think?
It actually took like a few weeks, maybe a few months. Like, I've started this project in September, and then got it complete in October, which was last month, and now it's November 1st.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I had a huge, like, obsession with 3D printing small things. So, I've, like, tried countless times to get a perfect Bluebird set, and I was surprised it took me this long to do it. I just get these guys out. So, there's, like, all these different trains, and so, yeah, I was surprised it took me this long to get Bluebird perfect. Like, it took me a while to dot all the I's and just, like, connect the dots and put 2 and 2 together. Like, literally, I put 2 and 2 together. I put Bluebird and Ertl Miniatures together. So, yeah. So, one day I want to further expand this track, but I'm kind of happy with the end results here. So, you have all these parts here. The set isn't entirely perfect, per se, but it's still pretty nice. Now, I'm going to talk about all the flaws and all the things you can do here. So, I think one of the obvious things is my favorite thing is that you can, like, rotate the turntable like the James set.
How did you do that?
So the turntable comes off, and you have this thing right here. So I made this turntable, and now one problem I did have with the turntable is that when I first got it, it was too big for this set. So I had to like take my Dremel and sand everything off and just make the turntable more smaller and smoother so that it'll,
And it printed separately?
yeah, print separately.
Did the track print with that hole in it?
Yeah, the track did print with this hole in it, so that's how you get the turntable
Right.
in. That's how you get it to spin and articulate.
That's amazing.
Now, I love the scenery here. Like, it isn't as beautiful as, like, the landscape in the Bluebird miniature Thomas set. Like, you've got the grass here, and that's pretty beautiful, in my opinion. But yeah, I painted this in a dark green. I sprayed the whole thing with a coat of clear gloss paint, just to give it a shiny look and to protect the paint when it gets scraped. Now, yeah, you also have the shed, and you have the trains that can go out, and there's quite a fair amount of characters here. Like, they're all from the Ertl miniature line. I have printed other characters throughout the past couple of days. Like, I've got, like, Henry Gordon, who's one of my favorites. I've got Oliver Lady and Bolster the Barge, who is from the Bluebird Miniature Railway. I've got Murdoch, who looks awesome. But yeah, I might review those trains soon, but back to this. So you have, like, all these characters. You've got Duck here, who looks really awesome. He's like the fan favorite.
My goodness, the camera on this phone is good.
Wait. So here are Bill and Ben, the twins. Now, one problem I do have with Bill and Ben is that this one right here has no side rods on this side. Right here. I don't know why I forgot to do that, but it's a mistake. So.
Oh, yeah. They look different.
But I do like this one more. But another thing is that you can't tell them apart because they don't have names on them.
We can tell them apart now because that one doesn't have side roads on that one side.
Yeah. So I don't know who's Bill or Ben.
Oh.
But I don't know if I might give them nameplates soon. Just depends if we can print them that small. Like, these are the size of a quarter, and they're basically like, if I show you. I'll show you.
Oh, they're very small.
We'll show you Annie and Clarabelle first. So these two are pretty cute. I love the painted faces. And they have the one roller on the side. And they do have couplings on the back. One thing that I always hated is that we'll take off the trucks. Like, we'll show you the Thomas and the trucks later.
How do those couple together?
Okay, so they have these couplings on the back, and they have these little clip things on the front. Now, this was supposed to like a ring piece, but it just kind of like missed that mark and just made it a clip instead.
Does it work?
Yeah, you just couple the trains together.
Oh, they're almost like Legos.
Now, one thing I hate about the couplings on the back is that they get scraped, because
yeah,
I don't know why they got scraped when I coupled them.
Because it scratches the paint when it goes off and on.
Yeah, I tried to like put Sharpie on these couplings, but I don't think that worked. So, I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think if you were just concerned about that, the only way you could avoid that is to 3D print it on black filament.
Here's Percy, the small engine. He looks pretty cute. He's one of the best characters in the show.
Can I see that and do a close-up for you?
Yeah. Now, the faces are from the Japanese encyclopedia. They're really good. Like, when I was printing these, my mom was complimenting how good these trains are. And she said, whoever drew these faces did a great job. And that is true. Like,
they are really cool-looking faces.
Yeah, the art style is pretty nice. Now, not every train has the Japanese promo art face, if you can see on a couple characters. So, you have Percy. Now, here are the two troublesome trucks. I prefer the trucks with the open eyes. Now, here they are next to the actual Bluebird truck, who also has open eyes. Now, they do have a similar style. Like, I tried to, like, make these as close as I can. Now, the rollers are a bit, wider than the rollers on this, so they don't, unfortunately, work with this set. And I do hate that there's no coupling on the back of this truck. I think it would have had more value if they made more than one truck. They could have, like, made...
Did you put couplings on both of yours?
Yeah, so you can, like, have more trucks couple up, and you can make a big freight train.
So you could just print 100 of them if you wanted to.
Yeah, I could, like, print... It's always good to have duplicates of trucks if you're, like, a Thomas collector. Okay, so... I kind of wish that they did make more characters than just Thomas and James. That would have been cool. But anyways, here's the 3 printed Bluebird Thomas himself. Now, his face looks similar to the
Did you print off a picture of that one?
Yeah. But he looks kind of like he's leaning to this side, like his eyes are looking like there. This one's just facing the front, and his pupil's like a little bit down. But they do still look similar. Like, this one's like a much more skinnier version than this one, and a little bit more different proportions.
That's because the tracks are different sizes, right?
Yeah, the rollers are different as well.
I tend to keep going, though.
Okay, we're doing good, so. But yeah, you can like have all the trains like here, but then you have like now another thing that I don't like is that the road is not perfectly aligned. I tried to like print the little roadway for Birdie and Trevor. By the way, Birdie looks pretty awesome, and so does Trevor.
We could print that on sticky paper.
I mean, here he is next to the Earl miniature Trevor, but he doesn't have any coupling on the back.
Here, hold them still.
Yeah, I think Trevor is pretty cute of a character.
Mhm.
So
Yours is shorter.
yeah, you have Trevor and you have Birdie the bus. Like Birdie is pretty nice. He has the Earl miniature face, and so does the Trevor here. That's the same thing with James the Red Engine. Now James does look similar to the Bluebird James, but he has a coupling on the back of his tender, so that way.
Is it coupled in the middle or? Oh, it
Yeah.
has a hinge.
So his tender has a coupling on the back, so he can like hook up to rolling stock, and he has that Earl miniature James face that my old James used
Does
to
the
have.
tender come off?
Yeah, the tender comes off, but I don't want to like accidentally.
Right. Yeah. But they don't on
like
the ones you buy, or they do.
They don't have they don't have a coupling on the back of the real Bluebird James.
That's fun.
Yeah. So yeah.
So that's cool.
Another mistake I made with the station is that I made this curved track go out here, and I think it's supposed to like go here, and the windmill broke. That's what I hate. I had to like glue this thing back. I'm sorry if that happened.
Oh yeah, it's just so small. The little doohickey.
Yeah, but I still like the windmill. It was from even the little like pond here.
You could put a little stick behind it, maybe, like make a little white piece to go behind it.
But yeah, I'm sorry if the windmill broke on camera.
No, it's fine. It's just, it's got such a tiny little...
But anyways, as I was saying about the road, it's not fully aligned. It's a little bit crooked. I was hoping that I would paint the road straight. I painted the road on with gray paint. But I still think that the roadway is pretty nice. It doesn't fully expand.
You can print a sticker of it, though, and stick it on there, on that sticky paper that we have.
But yeah, the road on the actual one here is just stickers in.
Yeah. We could do
all
that
the bushes and the little trees have these yellow spots on them, but the bushes and trees on here don't. I love all the little trees. Like they're just
they are cute.
They're pretty generic.
They look like almost like in the Lorax. Where the trees are real stylized in Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, but they're not like different colors. These are green and brown trees, like in real life.
You could add the dots if you wanted, or berries.
Okay, so the level crossing here is what I'm pretty happy about. Like, so it spin.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can have your trains like.
Is it on a peg?
Yeah, it's on a toothpick peg. I poked a hole in there, so we get the trucks out of the way. You can have the level crossing where the trains like have to wait until the.
How did you poke a hole in that plastic?
With my pliers, I think.
Gotcha.
So you have the road vehicles that can just like come over here. Like I wanted to make the level crossing like in a real life looking crossing where the track is not on there. Like you have this like road that's paved over the tracks, but the rails are still intact, so the trains can go.
Right.
Like those level crossings.
Yeah. In real life, you just have to
and also
the road up and then fill it in.
This road leads to Nowhereville, so
are you gonna make more pieces?
I'm gonna make more style box tracks. Yeah. But you have the road vehicles; they can go on the level crossing. They just like crash off. And then you have the thing the boom gate that goes on.
It's a road out sign.
The curves are what I'm least happy of because of the way they look, but they still do function. You can still have the trains go on the curve.
I don't think they look bad at all.
I think
you don't like it where it's raised on that one side?
I don't like how it's wide on this like part here, the middle.
I think it looks good like that because it keeps it in place.
I mean, you can still have the trains go around.
If those Trackmasters had that raised edge on theirs, they wouldn't derail as much.
But since you have these roller things on the bottom,
it's like NASCAR.
They grip on the rails. So
those are really cool.
The boom gate goes left and right when the trains are wanting to go, but you can't have the trains like smash into the boom gate if you want to. Like that's one thing I love. You can like that's pretty like
cool.
Yeah, you can have like multiple crashes with these trains. You can like play these however you want.
Is this supposed to be water?
Yeah, this is the little pond thing, and then you have like Edward, who also has the Bluebird and the Ertl miniature face. Then you also have like Toby the tram engine with that nice Japanese face. And
here, let me see. Hold it up. Hold the face. There you go.
Toby,
that's cute.
I think Toby looks pretty awesome as well. He has these things that are like these grill pieces that like when he's like letting out steam, they just come out there.
It's hard to tell in the video how small they are.
So when Toby like lets off steam, they just come out of there. And then I think there's also supposed to be ladder things.
Use this for scale. Set it on there so it'll show how small it is. That's the size they really are.
And then you have like these ladder things that the drivers go on and go into Toby.
Okay, you can move it. Good job.
Right, so yeah, Toby's probably one of my favorites.
5 for scale.
And then you also have Devious Diesel at the level crossing. Then Harold the Helicopter, who I did a community post on, and
Oh, he's so small.
he's a bit smaller than and proportion
awesome.
like size than the Bluebird Herald I have now.
Well, a helicopter is smaller than a train in real life anyway.
Yeah, the road vehicles are smaller than trains in real life.
So
now,
your scale's probably more correct.
Okay, here's another flaw that I have with this. So this particular set right here, this tunnel is a separate piece because the original one, like, I had to like snap it off because it was too big for the trains to fit in. Especially Toby, because he has this chimney on the top, and
you mean it was too small?
Yeah, and it was too too thin because
right.
the trains would like get stuck, like they would budge into.
That was like perfect for him. It looks like it was made for him. He just barely fits through there.
So it's kind of like those. It's those things. It's like those scanning devices at airports.
Right.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, now the water tower is another thing that I'm least happy with. It looks cool, but the hose thing like snapped off. So you can still like imagine that the trains are having water.
Oh, gotcha.
But not diesel because he needs fuel and not water.
You can make one with the little rubber hose though.
But yeah.
Little bendy thing.
If diesel took on water, that would probably mess him up.
Yeah.
And then you have like this part
17 minutes.
Alright, so we're doing it.
So are you gonna put another one over there?
I was gonna like have these little ramp things that the trains go down and.
Oh,
But this just leads to Nowhereville.
You could do that with the road too, I guess, on that other side.
So this leads to Nowhereville, so you have the trains like.
Make a ramp like this, only extended off of that end.
I kind of want to make a ramp that looks like this, but I don't know how.
Oh, that's cute.
But anyways, because there are no tramps, you just like have these trains like crash. So yeah, that's the thing I love is that you can have like multiple crashes with your trains, like you like smash them into each other, or, like make them come off the tracks. Okay, I don't know why Harold's blades keep coming
Are
off.
these hollow inside?
No, they're not hollow. They're just like.
It's just the whole thing is a layer.
Yeah. So.
Does it have a ton of filament to print those?
I don't know, but
you don't know.
These like take up like 9 or 13 hours to print.
Right.
Like, this took 13 hours, but there are some that take like 7 hours, depending on if they don't have that much like buildings and.
Right. So it's an all-day thing to print each one.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to design each one?
It's like a bit of I think it was pretty simple. I think, but yeah, and. The bush was also a separate piece here because I forgot to like add it when I made the water tower.
Right.
So that's a thing I skipped. So I had to like print that when I was printing this piece and glue it on.
So is he glued down?
Yeah. So now let's talk about the biggest problem I have with this set. So if you like see all the tape on this set, you might be asking why that is. Well, these sets don't connect that perfectly. Like there was no connection system that I added when I built these and printed them. So they don't really connect when you first print them, so I had to like take these like little rod things and like poke holes in the sets and just mash them together.
Yeah,
that's how I like connected them. Now when I do remakes and stop motion videos with these, I don't know if I might add connectors.
Is it a dowel rod inside there?
Yeah, it's like a wooden rod piece.
Yeah, like a big toothpick.
Yeah, like a big toothpick.
Cool.
But one problem I had is that most of them didn't come out straight. They came out crooked when I poked the holes in, so I had to like just kind of like jag them together and just like
realign it,
tape them because they wouldn't like stay intact. They would just like move around and stuff.
Right.
And my first attempt, I tried to like cut one underneath the systems and like just have them there, but that didn't work. So I had to like do it where you have like them in the middle and. So I don't know if I might add connectors to the other sets, but it's not like too big. I think this is still displayable either way. So, anyways, I think that's all for the Bluebird set. And
all right.
So, overall, I think this set is pretty awesome. I give this thing like a 10 out of 10. I think this is pretty well thought out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's my favorite thing.
I think my imagination has gotten better, and I think this is a nice way to keep the legacy of Bluebird Thomas alive. And
this pony looks like Godzilla.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Like she's attacking the city.
Like, she's
mayhem, disaster everywhere.
She's like huge compared to the set. Like that's one thing I noticed when I like had these things.
You should make a video of her doing stuff.
I don't know. I want to do remakes of the television series, like, but that would still be like interesting for a video. So yeah, even if the set has like a few flaws, it's pretty good. And if you actually like these, then I might make a Google Drive and send a link to these models if you want to print them yourself, because I think 3 printing a bunch of copies costs money in plastic, but if you share the model, you can make an infinite amount of them. But that would just be fun.
Yeah, we could set up an Etsy for it, or you could just sell the pattern.
Well, I want to make downloadable files for the 3D models, so
that's what I meant.
So that everybody else can print one.
Okay.
If you like this set. So, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're interested in Thomas and Friends, or this, if you're mainly here for Thomas, then I will try my best to make more Thomas videos for you. So, I will do a review on the other Bluebird trains in this bucket here. And if you think I did, if you thought it was, a good idea to, combine Bluebird with Urban Miniatures, tell me in the comments below. I thought it was, a nice idea in my head. And this set is pretty cool and awesome, and there are a few things you can do with this set. It's, pretty, it has more play value than the Thomas and James set, and even the Miniature Railway.
You're at 22.
Alright, so, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!